Thank you, Ashwini. Our third speaker for the day is Mrs. Archana Stalin Ma'am. Archana Stalin Ma'am is a social entrepreneur and an engineer turned farmer. Archana Ma'am founded My Harvest Farms, a farm to home startup that helps people experience farming and also enjoy home delivery of fresh organic vegetables directly from farmers. Since 2018, through My Harvest Farms, Archana Ma'am has positively impacted the livelihoods of over 80 rural farmers and home delivers chemical-free vegetables and fruits to over 1,000 families. Her biggest satisfaction comes from the fact that she has created a community of over 1,800 families and enabled them to live a healthy life eating safe and naturally grown food. Besides farming, Ma'am also teaches at schools and encourages children to reconnect to nature through a gardening-based curriculum. Prior to My Harvest Farms, Archana Ma'am played a vital role as the marketing head of Naturals, India's largest salon chain. She chose entrepreneurship in 2012 and since then she has been an active contributor in the startup ecosystem. Ma'am played a key role at Native Lead Foundation, a platform for Tier 2 and 3 town-based entrepreneurs, and helped launch NAN, that is Native Angels Network. Archana Ma'am is a SLP Fellow, Jagriti Yatri, and one of the top 100 changemakers at Actions of India (AFI) Forum. Through her NGO called Buds Trust, Archana Ma'am has planted and is nurturing of 4,000 trees, focusing more on conserving native and palm varieties. She has restored 8 ponds in Virudhunagar district and has been organizing awareness drives for creating food forests, Miyawaki forests and preserving biodiversity. She has been recognized as a speaker by TEDx, Ink Talks, besides numerous motivational sessions at colleges and forums. She speaks on the topic like farming, entrepreneurship, and women empowerment. Archana Mam's vision is to create a greener and healthier world. Awards are plenty, but what drives her the most is the satisfaction of providing safe, healthy food and improving farmers' life. We welcome you, ma'am.
Hi, it's great pleasure talking to all of you girls, future bright stars of Ethiraj College. I'm so deeply overwhelmed because I wish I could meet you all in person, but somehow this lockdown is quite terrific. We got to meet only over online, and I'm happy to be connected. I have a very good connection to some of your alumni, and I've always been fascinated by the way girls from this college have reached a lot of enviable good positions and different career path. So I wish you all the very best. Talking about me, am Archana, fondly called in social media. You can find me as Archana Stalin on Facebook or Instagram. If you ask what I do, I am just like you. I have a lot of dreams. I have like small dreams. I have big ones. And my small dream is to just go on a solo trip on Royal Enfield to somewhere far. Okay, so I just love uh, driving and listening to songs and being on the road, but that's just a small dream. But if you look at ask what is my big dream, I wish all the food that we eat today is chemical free, and there is nothing like sad farmers, poor farmers. So I wish we all enjoy safe, chemical free, naturally grown food. So I am working towards that. Not just campaigning online, but I am a farmer myself. Okay, so the joy of growing your own food is definitely out of the world. So, talking about me, I studied engineering, but I always wanted to work in the villages and do some grassroots work. And because I got very deeply inspired by Mahatma Gandhi, I always wish we could all make change if we can all work in the grassroots. So, right from my college days, since 2008, I've been in the development sector, working with villages, with people, and I have also restored over 8 ponds. So I'm very active in the environmental management space. So I also started that, and then slowly had a small little terrace. So that's exactly where my interest towards farming got seeded. So I had a small terrace, and in my home, almost everybody, including me, my husband, my father-in-law, mother-in-law, everybody was very keen on growing plants at home. So we had a lot of kheera, we had vegetables. We did plant few fruits, but then fruits take a longer time. So we had a lot of vegetables growing, and we started eating what we grow. That's when we got introduced to healthy food, and we actually found the taste of food is really great. But sadly, I started reading about how much chemicals farmers are using and how why all this adulteration in food is happening. So it was very puzzling. So I said, okay, I'll help more people grow a terrace garden. That's how I quit my job. I was the marketing head at Naturals after my job at TCS. So I quit my IT job, I quit my marketing job, and finally settled down to move to a village. Me and Stalin, my husband, both of us said goodbye to our regular jobs. We are both first generation entrepreneurs, so don't think anybody with money can only be a entrepreneur. No, that's money is just one part. It's all about your conviction, your passion, and how you want to live your dream. So I quickly packed my bags, and then we decided will help more people grow a terrace garden, and I really did that. I was helping about 180 families with a small kitchen garden. I used to like take the soil, uh, provide them the seeds, get all the help that it needs to grow. But what happened, I later realized that people were not able to maintain the garden. It was not just about setting up, it was also about maintaining the garden. While maintaining the garden, some of them were found a lot of difficulties. That's when the Eureka moment came. So we now have a lot of families who are interested to eat chemical-free food, but on the other side, I saw that there are farmers. So we were actually helping a lot of families set up terrace gardens and maintain it, but I found that they were not able to do it consistently. They either had to travel. When they came back, the garden was dry, and all of multiple reasons. It was very really difficult to manage some plants in their terrace. And now you know the difficulty of growing food. You don't want to waste food. I really learned this in my experience in the last 7 years of growing my own. And I also wanted to take this to schools. So I started working with select schools and having a school garden. We also encourage children to actually experience what it feels like to touch the soil, to put seeds, nurture them, and then grow, finally harvest it. So that's what I understood with my experience of helping over 180 families set up terrace garden and over 500 children working with me on a school garden-based curriculum. So now it struck me that I wanted to change this. So people want healthy food, people want naturally grown food, but then it's becoming an increasing challenge. On the other hand, when I asked what are they really doing right now, they said I'm going to an organic shop, but I don't know if they are really organic. Okay, so the label of organic is a big question. So this opened up a big opportunity because I learned this in my entrepreneurial journey. So my first mentor told me that your network is your net worth, and every problem you see is actually an opportunity. Now, for me, this felt like an opportunity because I could really feel, because I quit my job and I am a farmer myself. I'm toiling so hard at the farm, working so hard. It's very difficult to even make 10,000 rupees a month. And I know if I go out for a job, I'll get a lot better salary, but that's not what I really need. But I know that farming is the future, and without this, we can't solve the real world's crisis. So I wanted to be in the farming space, and then this 10,000 a month is just very meager money. But I wanted to solve this by making the farmer earn better, farmer live better, in the process provide safe food to consumers who are looking for it. Not everybody wants it, but there are some people who are willing to pay for it and also understand and support farmers. So that's what happened. I started my harvest farms in 2018. Okay, in 2018, it was a very small concept. We started with just one farm and 18 families. Today, thanks to the so many families and farmers who are supporting my vision, we have grown, the last 2 years we have grown. We have over 80 farmers now. Okay, and we have about 2,100 families that we have served all this while since the beginning. So this is a growing community, and it's always very enriching to see that families call and tell us that they want to visit the farm. They want to visit and then decide whether they want to subscribe. And so somehow, my dream of connecting people to good food, connecting people to farming, and making sure they're eating safe food is just taking pace. And I'm happy the progress is good. In fact, I would recommend and invite all of you to come over to the farm one day. Let's jam, and you will really understand why I'm talking with so much of love or connect to the farming space. So it all started then. But if you were to start a small terrace garden in your house, you should just focus on the soil, because the soil is very important. You can use vermicompost, you can use cocoa peat, or you can just go to a shop and buy a compost bin and then start composting your vegetables and fruits waste. Okay, so the soil is very key. You also need to have seeds which are native, which are like not chemically treated. So get native heirloom seeds. Uh, Make sure you have them all growing in sunlight. Don't put the plants inside your house or in shade. Put your pots outside where there is sunlight for about 4 hours. Plant your seeds, and every day, okay, like every day we need food. Like also our plants need food every day. Okay, so you keep watering the plants every day, you keep giving them nutrition once in a week, and you take care of them like a baby at home. Obviously, your plants will give good results. And I've seen that, I've seen so many families do it. It's possible for you as well. Okay, so that's about you growing at home. There are a lot more things that you can try. You can have medicinal plants. You can also have some creepers which become decorative plants at home. So there are plenty of options. Okay. Uh, Now let me break this instead of like listening to me monotonously. Uh, did you ever know that rice is eaten by more people in the country? Today, do you know how many varieties of rice is available in India? Any of you? Take a minute. Actually, the right answer is 1,10,000 varieties. Oh my God, I was like mind blown when I first saw this. Okay, today we hardly have 5,000, 6,000 varieties, and even we don't even know 50 of them. Sad state, right? And I also see a false propaganda saying rice is bad, rice is bad. Yes, polished rice is bad, but we're talking about traditional native rice of Tamil Nadu and India. Okay, so you can always look for, read information, talk to your grandparents, go to a native village, have conversations with the people around doing farming, and there's a plethora of information, and there's plenty of things you have not known. This generation is actually very disconnected to farming, disconnected to good food, disconnected to really what's happening beyond gadgets. So take your time off, meet and ask people, just engage in conversations and travel wide and far. You can also visit our farm and see what we're doing differently. Okay, so I was having a lot of vegetables, fruits, but later, me being the pure non-vegetarian, I wanted to also have some chicken in the farm. So today we have over 1,200 chicken. We grow them for eggs, but sometimes when we want to have like a feast, we just kill one or two chicken, make them into biryani and have. But that's not what I want to talk to you. There is a lot of livelihood in farming. Okay, so that's what is fascinating. So I'm not just doing asking some farmer to give me whatever he grows, but then the farmer is happy to grow. Okay, so a farmer is happy to grow, the consumer is happy to support the farmer. The earth is getting much beautiful as well, right? By doing natural farming, we are not taking away from the earth, but also giving her things to regenerate and become good soil again. And also, uh, this is a win-win situation for everybody. So at my harvest, anybody asks me what you want to do at my harvest, my thing is just one line. I want to create healthier families, I want to create happier farmers, and I want to create a sustainable future. Okay, that's what I do. Maintenance of an organic farm is difficult because you need to spend initial first 1 or 2 years preparing the soil and keeping sure the soil has enough nutrition. We use a lot of cow dung, we use a lot of labor basically. In organic farming, it's a lot of people involved. But over time, about 5, 6 years after, you don't have to spend much. It's all in at the farm. We make our own fertilizers, we make our own pest repellents, we make them using cow urine, we make them using neem oil, and we also make sure as much as possible the cost is frugal and less. Okay, so that's exactly how the expenses are. I have built a great team. I have over 15 members at my harvest farms. We work at the farm, we work in the packaging, we deliver. So it's like complete farm to home platform. My harvest is not just a farmer organization. We are a farm to home platform where if you are a family in Chennai and you really care for their family, please choose organic vegetables. And that should be from my harvest because we don't stock anything, okay? We make sure it's all fresh, plucked that morning and delivered to you on the same day. So expenses are a little difficult because we manage them. We believe with more customers coming, the prices will go down and organic would be well received. So, as an entrepreneur, for me, this pandemic was very difficult. I know a lot of my friends who lost their jobs or couldn't run their startups, but thankfully, I have been on the better side. My harvest was surviving. More people were wanting chemical-free food to improve their immunity. So the demand was great. We did have hiccups initially because of the e-pass regulations which were not very clear. So once everything was fine, we started delivering. We have not skipped a single week. The families, many of them did not even come out to buy vegetables because we delivered at their doorstep. So I was really happy when everybody called and said, or they just sent a happy message saying, uh, we really are proud of you. Take care of your team. So all those messages and happy things drive me into what I'm doing today. So that's what makes you a successful entrepreneur. I wouldn't call myself a successful entrepreneur, but I would call myself as a cheerleader, someone who's just uh, enabling a community that cares for the farmers, that cares for the mother earth, and cares for one's health. Okay, so I mean, mentally, if you call me successful, it's because of this community that believes in my vision. So that's what exactly I would like to talk about. And if you want to be a successful women entrepreneur, it's very simple. You have this three rule. Number one, believe in yourself. Okay, so the problem with girls is we are like quickly influenced by somebody who comes and tells you this is difficult or why would you even do this? Just do that. And people just brainwash or they just put their trusted ideas on us. Listen to all of them. Free advice is good. Just take all their ideas. If you have a passion towards it, just pursue it. Give it a try. Even if it doesn't work, it's okay. You at least know that you tried and it's not working. Okay, so that's the kick of entrepreneurship. So number one, please believe in yourself and do not validate or listen to a lot of people and then don't you don't live your life, it's difficult to be an entrepreneur. Okay, number one. Number two, build enough skills because as you grow, you definitely need to do multiple jobs or hire people with multiple skills. So I definitely believe you need to just give your hands trying a lot of things, being assured of what you really want from your startup or what you want to provide to the world. Okay, so build skills relevant and keep updating yourself. Be a continuous learner. So first, believe in yourself. Second, believe and becoming a continuous learner, build skills. Third, third is women entrepreneurs are not a different breed. Okay, I hate every time people say a female cricketer, a women leader, a women business person. Crap. But we definitely are superior in a lot of things in our hard work in managing a team in being multi tasking. So there's multiple things that we can. So third advice for me is be a role model. Okay, you should inspire yourself to be a role model, because today we hardly have enough role models in the country. I wish you can be one, so that the next generation has a lot of role models to look up. So if you become that example, you're going to inspire somebody. If you do this, you're inspiring someone in the family. If you, so like this, I'm sure this will be a very, very big ripple effect, and with every family member changing, the expected real social change would be very, very close. So at Etiraj College, I have heard a lot of things about you, about your social work, about aspirations that are very high for the girls studying here. So please, please, please become role models. I previously worked with Natural Salon Chain. The founder, Veena Kumaravel, is an alumni of yours. So she is today making a lot of women proud. She's given jobs to over 15,000 girls and boys in her salons, which are more than 600 plus. Imagine one lady can create an empire of salons. Okay, so that's it. So there are so many women I know who are there, but it's very, very less spoken about. When you become one, you can definitely inspire more people to also hear about you, think big, aspire big, and then go for it. Okay, so girls, please, please make an attempt to be the best of version of yourself, and if you want to reach out to me, my website is actually myharvestfarms.com, but I'm quite active on my number, my WhatsApp number. It's 822 822 In case you think WhatsApping, are you like skeptical? Don't worry. Instagram is there, Facebook is there. Archana Stalin is my name on all social media. Okay, so feel free. Let's stay connected. I wish to always see stars who are. Feel free. Let's stay connected. I wish to always see stars who are girls. So you can be a dancer, you could be a paint, you can be a sculptor, you can even be a mountaineering woman. I don't mind, but definitely you have to break the stereotypes and go for it. Let's be. I think we have to create a better world. If not us, who will do it? Okay, so I'll finish with one statement. I am greatly inspired by like Mahatma Gandhi, like I said. So he said one single person can make a difference. So it's just one life. Live it your way and create a difference. So if you're not there, people should miss you for the right reasons, right? So I wish people remember me as somebody who is smiling, spreading happiness. That's my small uh, thing. So have some wish list for you. Go for it. Take life easy, but live it clean. Cool. So, a very once again, I thank you all for this opportunity. I'm so happy that I was able to talk to you. Once college opens, I wish to come see you all in person. Interactive sessions are things I prefer. So, if there are anything mockeries in this part, please ignore. Let's stay connected. Archana's talent for you.
The pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity. The optimist sees opportunity in every difficulty. I quote and unquote Winston Churchill. Respected speaker, Mrs. Archana Stalin, Madam Principal, Vice Principals, heads of the departments, teachers, and my dear friends. On behalf of our college, I, Aarti EB, the General Secretary of ETHRA Students Union 2020-2021, deem it an honor and privilege to propose the oath of thanks on this special day. Firstly, I thank God Almighty for His blessings and guidance. I thank our speaker for the day, Mrs. Archana Salan ma'am, for taking her precious time to share her thoughts and ideas on the topic Business 101, a roadmap to entrepreneurship. Thank you for being with us today, ma'am. I'm immensely grateful to our principal, Dr. S. Kodai, Vice Principal aided Dr. D.B. Usharani, Vice Principal self-supporting Dr. T. Usha Priya, Dean of Students aided Dr. T. Punitavati, Dean of Students self-supporting Dr. Anusha Bala Singh for their support and encouragement in all our endeavors. I hereby acknowledge the office bearers, Lavanya S., Varsha Vasudevan, Kirtana R., Kavya J.S., Varsha M., Nandita Iyer, and Ashwini Rajanikant of the ETHRA Students Union 2020-2021 for their involvement and willingness to make this webinar a huge success. I'd like to share my special thanks to the association secretaries and class representatives of various departments for helping us in every possible way. Last but not least, I'd like to thank all the students for attending the webinar and make it a grand success. Thank you all. The pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity. The optimist sees opportunity in every difficulty. I quote and unquote Winston Churchill. Respected speaker, Mrs. Archana Stalin, Madam Principal, Vice Principals, heads of the departments, teachers, and my dear friends. On behalf of our college, I, Aarti EB, the General Secretary of ETHA Students Union 2020-2021, deem it an honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this special day. Firstly, I thank God Almighty for His blessings and guidance. I thank our speaker for the day, Mrs. Archana Salan ma'am, for taking her precious time to share her thoughts and ideas on the topic Business 101, a roadmap to entrepreneurship. Thank you for being with us today, ma'am. I'm immensely grateful to our principal, Dr. S. Kodai, Vice Principal aided Dr. D.B. Usharani, Vice Principal self-supporting Dr. T. Usha Priya, Dean of Students aided Dr. T. Punitavati, Dean of Students self-supporting Dr. Anusha Bala Singh for their support and encouragement in all our endeavors. I hereby acknowledge the office bearers, Lavanya S., Varsha Vasudevan, Kirtana R., Kavya J.S., Varsha M., Nandita Iyer, and Ashwini Rajanikant of the Ethra Students Union 2020-2021 for their involvement and willingness to make this webinar a huge success. I'd like to share my special thanks to the association secretaries and class representatives of various departments for helping us in every possible way. Last but not least, I'd like to thank all the students for attending the webinar and make it a grand success. Thank you all.